Welcome to Stirred Up.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Heather.
We're two Midwest corporate pros and moms juggling boardrooms by day and ballparks by night.
But here, it's happy hour, and we're trading conference rooms for craft beer. This season, expect more tea spilling and real talk.
About the important stuff and the bullshit that comes with it. This is our version of Girls Night Out.
And you're not just invited, you're our VIP. It's where we throw back, talk smack, and laugh until we pee.
Where we spill a little, spin a little, and overshare a lot.
Because the only rail we're staying on is the bar rail. So grab a drink, you little party animal.
And let's get this shit stirred up.
Have you watched the Charlie Sheen documentary?
I can't wait to do it, but no, I have not yet.
Have you watched the one I showed you about the crazy mom in Beale City?
Yes, I did. We can talk about that. And then I do.
Did you watch with Maddie?
Yes.
Maddie yelled at me. He said, the last 3 times I've been here, I complained about my shoes.
No. He did not yell at you. You came in saying, what is on my shoes? And he's like, I don't know. The last 3 times you've been here, you stepped in something. He was responding to your outrage, and your outrage was a little warranted. I do kind of get it, but the people know about my water situation.
If it was Harry Potter shit out there.
Heather, this is one of my topics.
Magic is happening out here.
So shall I tell my water story?
Please.
Like an update. Okay, so the last time we told the people.
She's still camping, but.
Yeah, I am still camping, but this is progress, and I've been recording the whole thing. So big shout out, Gates Well Drilling.
Shout out to Gates Well Drilling.
I cannot be more thankful. Like the process from beginning to end with Gates has been like very consultative, so Bob is, I think, the owner.
Shout out to Bob.
He assessed everything, like really took care of us. His daughter was with him, and then his son is the Witcher. I don't really know if that's like an official title, but that's my title for him, and that's what they call it.
Mike called it an art. My husband called it an art. I said, Jess and Matt just got their new wall drive 2 days ago, and he goes, Heath, it's an art.
So it is
a little witchy. It's a little magic. Okay. Little man magic.
My dad told me he doesn't believe it. My dad told me he doesn't believe it. If you Google it, they call it either a tradition or pseudoscience, and I'm going to say, fuck you all. Like, I am here on record saying also that I believe in spirits. You heard my revolution.
Father, Son, and the Holy Jessica.
I mean, no, I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about spirits. I'm talking about, and here's the other thing. Those are all okay, fine. Let's table that. What is happening to drill?
You're welcome,
to
Gail.
Find water. Shit like that. What's happening to find water above ground and then drill a well 30, 50 feet. Okay, so so he has a stick more like a clothes hanger, or like a wire clothes hanger, but it's not 2 of these, right? Like it's short, it's thin, and it has like it has a handle, and he has 2 of them. And
you're going to put this into the video.
Oh, deeply. Yeah. And this is the great shout out. You know what? If you're listening on audio, why don't you just go take a look at our YouTube and subscribe.
These old bitches are learning the only way out of this world is if you like and subscribe YouTube.
The only way that you get more of us is if you just subscribe to the YouTube. Watch.
Why do they say like and subscribe? Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Because they're saying it like do it everywhere. The point is like go to YouTube and subscribe. Listen however is most convenient to you. That is helpful. But
subscribe
to YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, so while you're there, to come check out like my very visual, and I'm going to do my very best for those who are, in the car or doing their dishes or doing everything you do. Thank you for listening while you're doing all the incredible things that you do. I will try to do my best, but this is the visual. So, okay, so it's a clothes hanger level. I thought it was going to be much bigger, honestly.
That's what she said.
This is a skill. Not everybody can do it.
Really? Why?
The owner, the dude, Bob said, I cannot do this. My son, Kyle, is incredible. He will find you water. And I am telling, okay, so Matt was like, we cut down a whole tree. Did you see the tree that's gone?
Yeah, the big root.
The big one? Matt was like, this is honestly where I want them to drill. And I was like, well, if the witch says so, we're like, this is this whole thing. We had this whole discussion. He readies the land and
he readies the land.
He does, and the witch comes. His name is Kyle. So he comes, Matt's like, this is where I want the well to be. And he's walking around and he's holding these sticks and it's kind of a couple of inches apart. And he's doing really, like, if you were to pace out steps, you know what I mean? Like, if you're pacing, how you do it, right? That's how he's walking. And he says, oh, mark this spot. And I thought, oh, that's really exciting. And then Matt goes, oh, that's my sprinkler line. And he goes, oh, all of a sudden he found so he's holding the line that Matt says, he's basically balancing it on his pinky. And then you can just see how it like kind of curves around his hand. So you can literally see with the way that Matt watched it, that the needles, these little wires, just like on their own as he's just balancing this, just cross as he crosses over a spot. So they found 3 spots right in like kind of a triangle area, and one was much stronger than the other, and that's where they drilled 80 gallons a minute when they tapped into it. 80 gallons a minute.
That's good, yeah?
Oh my God, that's incredible. That's incredible. They all were like, so somebody was also like, oh, do they test the water and then maybe drill another spot if it's not how you like it? They were just drinking out of the water and they're like, yep, this looks good. So they're going to bore into the house. So we have the well. Yay. We have water drilled. And then they'll bore into the house next week. So
what does that mean? Bore into the house?
So the point where the water is, then somebody has to come out to the ground, and then
what does this cost?
15,000, 12 to 15,000, maybe around 10. I don't know. No more than 15,000, no less than 10,000. Yeah. That's going to put a dent into the down payment for a cabin.
I was thinking 30 to 40 when you didn't have water at some point. Like,
yes.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying most people don't have that. So I'm not undercutting.
Yeah, no, I know 100% what you mean.
I was like, is this going to be a third of like the things? Like, what the fuck?
When you're doing a brand new
it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, when you're doing a brand new everything into the house and you've never had a well into your house before. So we have some advantages.
Okay.
And it's pretty close. I don't know. To be honest, like he explained the quote to me. And I do think that it can be certainly much more. I think we're also at a lower water table. So some people have to go 200 feet into the ground and we went 50.
I told Mike that. I told Mike 50,000. He goes, baby. No, they did not. I'm like, let me look at her message. Oh, it was 50. He goes,
I know.
Yeah.
Honestly,
okay.
I was saying at one point I said we went 80 feet, and then I was like, oh no, it was 80 gallons a minute. So there was just a lot of numbers going on that day. It was kind of crazy, but it's very exciting. So I'm thrilled. That's a big moment.
It's a huge moment.
Yeah,
like a huge moment. They could have told you there's no water here. I mean, that could have been
I was not prepared for that answer at all. Like,
really?
I could not allow myself to even think that was possible.
Yeah.
I had allowed myself
to the river.
Yeah, like, yeah.
You want to drink that?
So I did tell Matt, I said, even in this whole process, there was never a moment where I was really that panicked, because if we had lived at the house prior to, we have owned a house before this, loved the house. It was in the middle of a farm field. And if we had run dry, I really would have felt a lot more isolated. I honestly, in a way, do just feel a little here like, well, whatever, we'll just live off the land like the people do. But this is because I live off a land that literally has water running through it. Point being, just to be able to see that there's water flowing by and I can take a bucket of water and just fill up my toilet, the back of the toilet, and actually flush a toilet. Like, I keep telling people, we are only 2 generations from the first indoor plumbing. And the rest of humanity.
My grandparents had outdoor plumbing.
But plumbing, period. Like, my point is, like, all of humanity has lived without indoor plumbing. And here we are, adapted so well that we're like, sort of, it's the biggest crisis you could possibly have. I don't know. People lived without, but I can only say that because I have water right here.
But I also kind of feel like you're like, it's like, okay, Jessica, like even in the most like countries who are like underdeveloped, like the access to clean drinking water is like the number one thing.
The biggest thing.
I also told you that you're underplaying. You have no fucking water and you have 2 little kids.
Literally only because I can see water.
They the fucking dioxin out of. You can't be drinking that and like washing your face with that. No.
I don't know. Like it's a It's a starting point, Heather. Like if I lived at the house that we lived in before, I would be like, what do we even do? But now I just want to feel like I can see water, so I feel safe. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I think
that's it. I see water, I feel safe.
I see brown water. I feel peaceful. I'm not sure. Okay, maybe it's the same thing.
I don't feel like I'm going to die if I only owned.
Oh no, not dying and being severely inconvenienced or enraged are 2 different things. I don't think you're going to die from the situation.
No, I literally think that like the reason why we feel I'm also being dramatic to the point of like anthropological. Is that the word? My point is sort of also like, why do we vacation to water? Because I think we feel safe. Like I actually think there's something biological deep in us that is like, we'll be okay.
Yes.
If we have water, even if we have to do a whole bunch of work to clean it.
Every time I want to panic, instead of going in the emergency room now, I take a shower.
Okay, good. I think that's great. I think that's very
the fact that you
evolved.
Laugh at that, but you think that brown water is going to keep you safe. Has a lot of proof to do like what you're comfortable with. It's what you're comfortable with.
It is a good reason why we have a podcast. I'm so glad that we're here to compare notes.
I get in the shower, get in the hot tub.
No. I mean, me too.
I love the water.
Me too.
I love the water.
Me too.
The water does make me feel calm. It's a little still right now.
Right
now, it looks like I'm gonna get bit by fucking mosquitoes or ate by a lamprey.
No, I 100% totally agree with you.
No undies who fucking fucked his car up drunk is gonna run out through here and try to get us.
Yes, all of those things are all accurate. So
it's so calming.
Yeah, it doesn't come without its risk. But I guess my point is that I've spent a lot of time thinking about like why do we feel so much better just to be able to see water, whether or not
water's cleansing.
Yeah. Okay. So anyways, all of that's my point is that even if we have to
also part of the Bible.
Filter the water, that it would be a starting point. And if I lived in a farm field off of Brooks Road, I would only have to be like borrowing and stealing water. Like I would just be, I don't know how to explain it. I can just only say that I felt safe, that like, we'll just figure it out.
Have you watched the Kanye documentary yet?
No, I was going to ask you about this.
Okay, so documentary.
It's not real. It's not out yet.
No, not yet. So
I saw the leaked stuff.
Did you watch the Real City Family?
Yes.
What do you think about that fucking crazy fucking train? I've seen them before at B-Dubs.
Also,
breaking news. Breaking news. B-Dubs in Midland is back open.
Can I just say one thing?
Look at the TVs.
Can I just say one thing?
What?
It would have been really nice if they got rid of that fucking phone pole.
Mike.
That's such a pain in the
It's
ass.
not even a phone pole. It's a light pole.
Light pole. Like, put the light pole over here.
We're at the new B-Dubs.
Put that in the StirredUp folder.
This old gal. You're trying to get your door hit.
Mike said that girls wash themselves, so watch. She said girls wash themselves on camera. I said, no, they don't.
All the other girls do it, you don't.
I didn't know they said this skit, watch.
I want to know what you think about the Beale City Girl. I almost wasn't going to watch because I knew the outcome. And then you told me I had to. So I watched, and I made Matt watch.
A couple things.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up. Like
it's so fucked up.
It is.
Is that who you're...
The most fucked up part of my entire being at this age is watching my daughter go through the trauma it is to be 11, 12. Did you expect it to be her? No.
Okay. I knew it was her before I watched it, so...
No.
And when the first person who told me...
I did expect it to be some sort of weirdo fucking mom. Because I do know people
that's crazy.
Show up. I know people who do weird shit like that. Like I've seen some weird shit like that go down where you're like showing up to someone other.
Okay,
I don't know.
I'm
There's
gonna
like a
cut.
fine
I'm gonna
line
cut to what I
between-
think it is.
Like Munchausen, kind
Yeah,
of.
1000% Munchausen. It is a modern day Munchausen
The
situation.
fact that her daughter was talented and outgoing and
she
liked.
she conditioned her to need her.
Yeah.
She conditioned her daughter
Yeah.
to need her.
Yeah.
So
Fucked
there
up.
is no
That's
doubt in my
so
mind.
fucked up.
She claims that somebody started it and she carried
That's
it
a lie.
on.
That's
It's
a
a 100% lie. There's
It's a
no question.
lie.
No question in my mind that she was the perpetrator to begin with. What's your take about the thing that throws that whole thing off? What's your take about the boyfriend and the angle, like the pin-conning girlfriend, how she started to harass the pin-conning girlfriend? Like, what's the involvement of the boyfriend in her whole Munchausen condition then?
So I don't know. Now that I've watched, what's that show on Netflix where she's fucking the high school kid? Margot. Hunting Wives.
Oh, Margot and the Hunting Wives. Okay.
Were they fuck? I don't know.
Oh, true.
What I found
Good
to be
point.
very odd is if someone was harassing my kid's cell phone for like more than a week, let alone 2 fucking years, Bennett and Reeve or Liviana, cut my children's names, would have had 12 different phone numbers. And there is a point where the police officer is asking even the
I agree.
kid's mother.
I would take the phones
"Have
away."
you got-" She did take the phone away.
She did not. She did not take the phones away.
She finally did, but they never got him a new number. Block the shit. What the fuck? What the fuck? Why do they have their same phone numbers?
Yeah,
The minute someone's harassing my daughter or my son for more than a minute,
yeah, and then I would very closely, as soon as that opens up, like I would not allow, I don't know, I have a whole lot of, I do really think that I
I'm
would,
not blaming
Agreed.
the mom of
I'm just saying
the
I
boy.
behave differently.
I'm just saying, I always try to say, like, you wouldn't know how you behaved until you were in that circumstance.
Agreed.
The older I get, though, the more that I am grounded in my values
Agreed.
and even my irrational brain. I'm like, nope. I would have definitely fucking taken the cell phone away and would have definitely got a new number. And rant.
Same.
They could have kept.
I also know multiple people,
multiple.
multiple people who think differently than us in real life too. I just know. We turn that.
It's their fucking phone number. Why does my kid have to change their phone number for a fucking perpetrator?
Because
not a
for
game.
safety. Yeah. Will you turn your live light on? I forgot that it wasn't on. Sorry. So sorry.
So is this just as much a game to you and a fight to you? Like,
yeah, I agree.
my children's health and safety has nothing to do with a pissing match between other people and me. I know I'm smart. Like,
Me too.
no, I'm not. And even the police, she's like, oh, he wakes up every morning and he looks at these. What? 2 years and the child has the same phone number? You're all nuts. You're all fucking nuts.
I agree. I think I would do a lot of things differently.
It also
with
started
the
out with like
control of the
small
phone.
town people having conversations about other like kids. I see that happen. I see it in I have seen it since my children were old enough to fucking throw a ball.
Explain that. Because it was all about
When adults never actually become adults and then have children, they focus on talking about children in children-like manners. Even if it's not sexual or harassing, like I've seen
small talk stuff. Like it's
small-minded, and I'm not sitting here and going, I'm on this fucking but I also kind of am because I've never actually like sat around a fire and talked about how somebody else's 8-year-old was X, Y, or Z.
or
Like,
15-year-old or 18-year-old.
whatever.
Yeah, you're not in the gossip of the kids. I think that's the point.
not.
Yeah.
I'm in the gossip of the kids that I love. Like, is so and so being a dick?
So where's the
tonight?
line? Where's the line then? Because she was the mom who was in the gossip of the kids that she loves.
Everybody in that fucking documentary, from the beginning, middle, and end of that documentary, said these fucking people are nuts. And
Who? Wait, who said that? What fucking people are nuts?
the mom of the daughter.
Oh.
Right? She's been unethical. Like, the sheriff was like, she's been unethical since what? They just, like, let this poor unethical...
Kendra is her name.
They all knew she was unethical or a little off, and everybody let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fine to let things happen until it's happening to you. And I think at the beginning of that video, even the mom with the blonde hair, she was like, we hung out and we did bonfires and like we were close and the kids were close and they grew up together. And then you're like, but y'all kind of always knew she was a little off. Like y'all like
I
hung out
didn't
in
get the impression that they were talking about her. I think they were all blindsided. There was nobody that I thought really
You're always
felt
blindsided when you choose to turn the other cheek.
Do you really think they thought it was her? Do you think any single person in that show thought it was her?
No, but I think like anything in your life, when you look back and you go, huh, they had plenty of what I would call like little sparks of dust probably in their journey where they're like, this bitch ain't right. This bitch ain't right.
I agree. I don't think anybody thought it was her.
And when I say
but I do think they thought she wasn't right.
My kids are in it. I'm really not. Maybe I should be more involved. What I mean is I'm really not involved at all unless one of the kids is either in severe trouble. Yeah. Or like we're joking, making fun of, or saying endearing things about whatever's happening.
They did start
in the very beginning. They're like,
they started the dialogue.
Have nothing better to do than talk about kids.
They started the dialogue saying the adults get involved with the kids drama.
I see it, and you and I have talked about this for 15 years.
Yeah,
I remember before my kids were even old enough to have drama.
Do you feel like your parents got involved in your?
No,
me neither.
Not at all. Like, literally not at all. My mom might have said a couple things. Like, even to this day, she'd be like, so-and-so was kind of a bitch to you when you were whatever.
If anything, it was only better safety. If there was drama, it was only better safety. It wasn't like who's even, like, so you could make the thing that it was like, they should get involved because if there's bullying involved. But I think that word is used.
I for sure got bullied. Oh, I got bullied. Yep, 100%. I'm fine from it.
I was gonna say. So this is
other kids got bullied worse.
Yeah, right.
I think everyone in middle school gets bullied,
and
even the bully's a bully. Generally, the bully is bullied by his family, and then he ruins everybody else's life.
I think that's
from a nice family.
Really insightful point. I think that's a really insightful point. So,
yeah. I'm fine.
Yeah, because I've been called a mean girl many times. Totally. I have someone.
This is a hot fucking take.
I was at a wedding. I'll be very specific without naming people. I was at a wedding, and someone that I went to high school with came up to me, and I hadn't seen her in a long time, and we were never like friends in high school. But I didn't think that I didn't ever personally. I didn't ever dislike her. We just didn't connect. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't like a dislike. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I didn't think I was anybody in a position. I didn't think I was the most sought after person to be friends with either. Like I can name a handful of people that I think would be the people that you would want to be connected with. And I was associated with them, but I wasn't them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
They were my friends, not even necessarily my best friends. And this girl came up to me at a wedding in my late 20s. So maybe 10 years ago, but less, definitely less. And said, "You were the bane to my existence. And you were so mean to me." And I was like, I don't actually think I said anything to you. But I think that might have been the problem. And I was the bane to her existence so much that 15 years after graduating and at a personal, like, she was a bridesmaid in the wedding. What else can I do? So I have thought about it like so much time I spent. What does someone do? Poor woman.
The fact that it's bothered you for that long tells me like you weren't actually trying to be a cuntbag.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. No, I was not trying.
Sometimes the most hurtful thing in the whole world is not being acknowledged, and there was just something about her that you could not acknowledge.
Right. Thank you for putting that into words. That is,
and that's probably very hurtful to her, and at the same time to you, like maybe I'm a dick.
Yeah, no, I have had people tell me that I was not very nice. to them in the
I
past.
didn't know you.
Yeah.
So
I think we would have been thick as
Listen,
thieves in high school. Like we would have been in big trouble in high school. But also,
I remember the first
wasn't
time
afraid.
I was ever
afraid of
in
being
a
a dick.
conference room with you. On God, there's not a woman to this day in that conference room I didn't respect and still don't. Okay, I had a couple quotes for you this week. I screenshot.
Okay.
This too shall pass, but holy fuck. Undiagnosed, but something ain't right. This meeting could have been a dance-off.
Yeah.
And I would say I'm not one to judge, but I am one to judge.
Why are you
Here we go.
judging?
Listen, this is what I thought was important. I want to read this to you. Remember when I used to read quotes to you all the time when we weren't on air? Remember? Mm-hmm. Okay,
You send them to me all the time. I don't always read them.
That's okay. I'll read them to you. Shut up!
You know?
The men are loud.
Yeah.
Two people can live through the same situation and walk away with completely different lives. One sees failure, the other sees a lesson. One is quick to blame, the other is quick to adapt.
Yeah.
Truth is reality is perception, and perception is reality. If you can't change the situation, you must change your perception of it. I think you do that a lot. That's where the power lives. When your perception is narrow, every inconvenience feels like the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
When your perception is wide, the same inconvenience becomes a stepping stone. Perception shapes your energy shapes your actions, and actions shape your entire life. So you have a choice. Be controlled by the story your mind automatically writes, or take control and rewrite it into something that serves you. Mm-hmm. I feel like you do that all the time.
Thank you. I think that defines like someone who approaches the world as a victim and someone who approaches the world with
You also say this to me.
assertion.
At a certain age, you are no longer the product of your environment or how you were raised. It becomes a personal choice to live the way you do. Mm-hmm. At some point, blaming your past becomes a distraction from your future. Healing is your responsibility. Growth is your decision. You either take ownership of your life or become a prisoner to excuses. Mm-hmm. The truth is, no one is ever coming to save you. It's on you to become the person you were never shown how to be.
Deeply. Did you hear the interview with Cardi B and Gail?
Yeah, she just wants to feel safe. And she's like, my fucking grandmother. I sent that to you.
Yeah. Okay, so you sent it to me. I couldn't remember how I came across it. Yeah, so like, don't you connect what her response was? So
Yes.
she's like, I literally can't complain. So she's about to be a mother of four.
Cannot
Congratulations, Cardi B,
Shout
on
out to
your
Cardi
fourth
B.
baby.
She was like, I don't have the right. What I felt like she said that she didn't say was like, I don't have the right to fucking bitch because the people that I love and respect never fucking bitch it. It would be a shame
and
to
they
my
had
ancestors.
to work so much harder.
I want you to watch this.
Okay, ready?
Before we cut. It's important to me.
Molested me for the first time that I remember when I was 7 years old. I talk about violence, so please take care of yourselves, by the way. He felt entitled to my small body, and as he assaulted me, one of my loose teeth in my mouth wiggled. I say remember because our brains are supremely fabulous organisms, and we are able to conceal from our conscious minds that which is unendurable. A man tried to drag me from an aisle in a Kmart when I was in the 8th grade. I had on my green and gold cheerleading uniform. For what nefarious purpose I know not, but I managed to struggle and get away from him. I say I don't remember that one. He is still a registered sex offender in Rutherford County, Tennessee, from the last I hear from his daughter. When I was 14, it was organized for me by a modeling agency here in New York to go to Tokyo to work for the summer as an unescorted minor. On my first day at the modeling agency, I was told by the adults to take off all my clothes and walk around in my kitty underpants and little bra. And that summer was in fact one of commercial sexual exploitation where men of all kinds consumed my adolescent body, ranging from the agency head who molested me to 2 rapes and so on and so on and so on. Children are not for sex, and women's vaginas should not be sites of violence. In every circle of women with whom I've ever sat around the world, nearly all of us have experienced male entitlement to our bodies in some form, the covert small humiliations and grave bodily damage. On the set of a film I just made, the young woman said to me, "Oh, as if it were her inevitable possession and rite of passage, my rape was at 12. And coincidentally, 12 to 15 is the age of entry into prostitution in the United States. And to be clear, there is no such thing as a child prostitute. They are survivors of commercial sexual violence, and it is serial body invasion and paid rape. This should not be controversial, although at times it is. Because the vagina, the mouth, and the anus are not workplaces, and capitalism does not reach to our orifices." And normalizing the male purchase of bodies, who are often the most vulnerable among us, pushed into motel rooms and cars by intersecting oppressions, especially for Black trans women, is what sex buying teaches. Decriminalize all folks trapped in the sex trade and hold accountable sex buyers, pimping, and brothel keeping. I'd love to talk about that more at another time. The ubiquity and pervasiveness of male sexual violence constrains our world in every frontier of human development and in every sector of economic and geopolitical progress. Peace and security are simply impossible with this violence, and as is its inverse, gender equity. And what does this harm look like? It looks like my sisters in Madagascar pooling their meager resources to buy empty sacks of rice to string up to make provisional tents under which they lay their bodies down on sidewalks while their husbands pimp them holding their infants. And scant money changes hands for this pain. It looks like the documented explosion of men's use of pornography during the global pandemic lockdown. And in a recently published rigorous study, a third of all college women responded that a man had choked them in their last sexual encounter, not over their sexual careers in college, but in their last encounter. And of course, choking is de rigueur in pornography. And in the intimate partner violence assessment, it is the last move before homicide. It looks like my chosen niece, while I was trying to watch Kentucky basketball, bringing up pornography and how the boys in school insist that her peers at the age of 14 perform the sex acts they've learned in violent, racist, and misogynistic pornography. Older women are abused too. In the Luvungi rapes in the DRC, as armed militia raided a village, a woman cried, "You are my grandson, get off of me." What is the solution? Ending male entitlement to female bodies. It is that simple, and it is that complex. And I love you, men, and I am with you, and you have to change. And you have to be supported and understood and incentivized as you do so. The ecosystems that enable this behavior must be dismantled, whether it's the, so more subtle, like girls not having bathrooms, so when they start their periods, they drop out of schools and can't access education, which we all know is a catapult to female empowerment. And the puzzling, yet seemingly universal report that when girls and women go to latrines in IDP and refugee camps, men assault them. I don't know what that's about. The apologists and those who double down on excuses and victim blaming must now be those who disrupt and hold their peers accountable. And we must learn the science behind tonic immobility and normalize that when being attacked, a body can go limp and become compliant to save itself. It is dismantling the naturalistic fallacy and following the hard science, which a naturalistic fallacy erroneously posits that because something is, it ought to be. Let's look to our closest living relatives, the bonobos. When they look at us, they see a closer relative than a gorilla. They are male-free, male sexual coercion-free, and free from male dominance. If a female is solicited for a copulation and she denies, she is not retaliated against. Females have reproductive autonomy. And they show that male dominance and male sexual coercion is not evolutionarily inevitable. And still some say boys will be boys, but we say here today that we love them and they will be held accountable for their actions, their attitudes, their sins of omission. And frankly, I'm fed up with the emphasis being on building resilience in girls and women because we gotta look upstream and see from whence this need for resilience comes. Now, it seems like you're with me, but I kind of assumed this is the part where I've lost everybody and the media calls me a man-hater, and of course my social media goes bananas with rape and death threats. I'm used to that. And this will be what it will be, because we're here to tell the truth. This is telling truth to patriarchy, just like when I lost a big job after the Women's March. I quoted the president. He said it. He got elected. I quoted him. I got fired and lost income that would have changed my life. Male sexual
For
violence is
president.
the up with which we will not put, and for me, it's just the hill on which I'm willing to die. I've seen too much agony, too many shattered souls, and too many women controlled and held back. As farmers, as civil servants, as contributors to their community, because they couldn't plan and space the births of their children, because when they introduce family planning, they get beaten. Or used for household labor and fetching water and cooking and cleaning while their sons eat more than they do. Where is the hope? With Jackson Katz, who's here and speaking to you after I, and with men like him, who use evidence-based strategies to help men change their behavior and become upstanders instead of bystanders. It is with grassroots NGOs that help train women to run for office all over the world, and the hope is women's collectives like Abney App Worldwide, which is based on Gandhian principles and allows girls and women to access their natural inner self-efficacy and agency, to exit intergenerational prostitution. And I've been in the brothels in Bihar and in Calcutta and Mumbai and Delhi and seen women who exited, but their homes were burned down by their male relatives because they still wanted to sell them. But they got out because they know this is the freedom struggle for which we are willing to risk everything. Hope is ni una menos, Hope is ni una menos. The radical feminist movement in Argentina that is spreading to Chile and the whole area, which decries with ferocity and passion that a woman is murdered every 32 hours in Argentina and 800,000 in the area are dead as a result of femicide. In closing, let's go to Zatari refugee camp in Jordan, where a beautiful 12-year-old Syrian refugee has asked me to braid her hair, which lacks luster from the hardship of her life and malnutrition. She's already been used by men as a commodity for sex, and she jumped off a balcony because she could no longer endure what was being done to her small body. Both her legs broke. But she reached to me, held my hands, and struggled to stand up to show me that she could stand on her own 2 feet. And that is what we are here to do, to tell the truth like she was telling the truth and to stand. So join her and me in telling the truth about male sexual violence. Tell it in your workplaces, tell it on the streets, tell it in public transportation, tell it in your bedrooms. Thank you. Peace be with you.
What in your bedrooms?
Time that I remember when
We have first generation daughters in our family. It kind of makes me want to break down like what I've had to come to Jesus about, and like, and I don't even know if I want to talk about TJ Maxx today, because it's like we talked to Alice, you know, and that was a big deal for us, and I think she said she's never been treated poorly. Mm-hmm. If you're willing to pay $20,000 to fuck her, then hopefully you're not gonna try to choke her and kill her.
And she's of consensual age.
All the things.
A lot of safety mechanisms.
But I also don't want to feel like Heather and Jessica are promoting any, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't feel like we know, you know? So when I watch something like that, I'm like, oh, you know? Mm-hmm. Male violence is real in this country.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
women, I mean, we don't just go around shooting people. We don't go around raping, like, we just generally don't.
Yeah.
So what is happening?
Right. So we can start with a reaction from the video.
I just want to make sure that I don't have a reaction from a video.
Oh, okay.
I do have a reaction from a video.
I do. I have
all I'm
loads
saying
of
is we
reactions,
talked
lots
about
of things.
I have lots of things. All I'm saying is you and I don't want to devalue what we did with Alice. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to have an opinion about it. But there's a very criminal side to sex that's disturbing. And
when
so,
it's unconsensual.
When it's unconsensual. Mm-hmm. And with babies in this world. Mm-hmm. And for even like... Even Alice marks it herself as a pint-sized little lady. Like, there's a little baby, like a little lady.
Yeah, that's
like,
her. It's her pseudonym. It's not her real name. Alice Little. Like, she is little.
She's a little lady. You know, I just... I don't want the lines to be crossed with women's empowerment with what's hurt women. And I just want to be very clear that you and I are all about... Listen, I don't actually know what made Alice want to get paid for what. Like, did someone hurt her? Like, I also feel like that's like.
Why do you think that's a negative thing? Why do you think it's a bad thing to get paid to have sex.
I don't actually at all.
So to assume that even somebody hurt her,
but I actually, like, that's my bias. We interview the anomaly, not the rule. Why do you get into sex trade? Out of all the things our daughter could do. Why do you think that's
sex trade? To me,
it's trade.
So, no. When you get to, why is it okay that you and I get to share ideas and that's not called idea trade? Like she is doing, she's commercializing. She's doing something that is a complete consent.
I'm not judging her. I get that. But if that's what our daughters chose...
Yeah, I would be okay with it if our daughters chose that. I would, yeah, if my daughter chose that and she could make millions of dollars and she's having a farm in Colorado and going to Vegas at will. Like, Alice doesn't seem like she's having a hard time about her life. Like, I don't think she's doing without. If we're talking about everything that you told me. I actually
don't think she does without.
If you told me everything that every single thing that was discussed,
I guess I just can't relate to someone touching me for money. Even my face.
But okay, me too.
My ears, my eyebrows.
Me too. But we have to delineate a couple of things here. We listened to a video that talked about sex trade out of consent in women who were being harmed, mostly who are under the age of 18. So everything that Alice did was that I'm aware of is as a consenting adult. And in my opinion, if you want to make money, I told you, if you want to make money,
like we should serve this with an ice cream float.
If you're an adult who wants to have sex and make money, like, why? I don't know. I just really think that adults get to decide how they want to have sex and whether or not there's an exchange of cash.
Yeah, fair enough.
If we are talking about children or an adult who has no consent
I think
over
that's
their
her
body.
point. I don't think Ashley Judd is actually talking about children. I think she's just talking about, like, no matter the age of she talks about old women. That I don't want to confuse our excitement and our appreciation and our curiosity for Alice, the market, the profession.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about in a reaction to that, she's talking about women from a lot of different countries. She does not talk about women in America.
So there's only 19 brothels legal in America, which is basically like going to own, like meeting us. Like it's like a barely legal. She's even her. The government
But she didn't talk about Australia or New Zealand where it is legal.
She did. Alice did.
I know, but this girl didn't.
Ashley Judd.
This who I don't know who she is. Who we just heard from.
Ashley Judd,
a singer. Yeah.
No. Her mom and her sister were singers. She was an actress.
Okay. I'm sure she can sing.
Probably.
Okay. All right. Okay. So a Judd. Okay. Whatever.
I'm just saying. I don't know enough about sex and the trade of it, and like I don't want our curiosity, our respect, or whatever to get blurred with.
Yeah, because
the fact of the matter is that how women.
So let's talk about it. I'm like totally.
It's stressful. It's fucking stressful.
Do you want
whatever women are raped, and mostly it's by their family. It's stressful to me. I think that's really fucked up.
It is stressful. Do you want to talk? Like, I'm.
Yeah.
Ready to unpack it. Before we tap into the real tea, we've got a message from a new sponsor and a personal friend of mine, leadership coach Lisa Tarkington. Every single one of us can reflect on a time where they might have felt in a season of transition or feeling stuck trying to get to the next level of leadership and career development, perhaps shifting from a tactical execution to true strategic leadership. That leap can feel overwhelming and sometimes really frustrating, but you don't have to do it alone. So what Lisa does is she helps people that maybe feel stuck. Maybe they're battling from some self-doubt or just wishing they had stronger communication, wishing someone understood them the way that they're trying to convey themselves in certain areas of key leadership skills. Many people, including myself, don't realize that actually a coach is the one that can help you get to that next level. So Lisa is a personal friend of mine, and I've gotten to watch her journey helping people in all aspects of life, overcoming some of those skills that prevent each and every one of us from getting to the next level in our career is what she excels in identifying and then overcoming. She's done it herself, and now she's in the business of coaching others. So Lisa is an adventurer at heart. She's a guide by design. She's a certified coach through the International Coaching Federation with both corporate and entrepreneurial experience. She's going to put you first in guiding you to meet your goals and step fully into the leader you're meant to be. Here's the thing. Coaching works. 80% of the people who coach do report increased self-confidence that help them get to that next level. Over 70 benefit from that improved performance and stronger communication. The results do come through. Thousands of leaders have already grown through Lisa's coaching and workshops, and now it's your turn. So here's how you can find out. Head to lisatarkington.com/coaching and get your free consultation. When you talk to her, let her know that Jessica sent you or mention the podcast. Again, that's lisatarkington.com/coaching, because leadership isn't about getting things done. It's about becoming the leader you're meant to be. So there's a level of like, so let's just put that in a category. I do believe that there is an opportunity. Okay. There's a market. We've designated the fact, like if we're going to break down a business, there is a market of mostly men who want to have sex and want to pay for it. Okay? That's the customer here. No, this is how we're going to break this whole thing down.
All right, I got it. I love it. I love your new bug whacker.
I'm ready to cut some bitches. It's like a zap, and it's very fun. I have never had more fun than I have at zapping.
I know, me too. I actually leave the doors open at my house just so I
can zap these bitches.
Yeah.
I closed the window, but now I'm underwhelmed. So it'll be more fun when I get to. I'm so sorry. I like to zap some bugs. Okay, so when you think about a business model in the industry of sex work, there is a customer. Mm-hmm. And in this case, we're talking about men who are willing to pay for sex. Then there are segments, right? So there will always be, I think we can just simply say, the industry of sex work is in the billions, like tens of billions. I can't remember. We said it. There will always be an industry for men who will pay to have sex. And what the video that you described is like an angle of male aggression generally related to sex. But
when you say like an angle of male aggression, it sounds like
she talked about that. That's what she said. She said
it sounds like a
men
PR
aggression
line. Like an angle of male aggression. No, like
I'm trying to segment. Like, okay, so there will always be a need. So if you make it illegal,
the need versus the entitlement, I think is what I think you're trying to separate in segmentation.
So that's what's interesting. Okay, so there will always be a need. There will always be men who will want to have sex.
A need or a demand?
Okay, demand. That's the market word.
Because like
market need, a demand, a customer demand. Let's use
feels
business
like an entitlement to me.
I think that's a really important distinguishment. I'm trying to use business language. We talk about need versus want in business. So there will always.
I think the question beyond the demand for me was, what is the moral piece of that? What I'm saying to you is, I don't want to confuse Alice with the immoral part of what it is to have been, to be, and likely to be a woman in this world. That's where I want to delineate the fact that we respect the fuck out of any man who wants, or woman who wants to pay for a consensual transaction between two legal.
Yeah, like how do you
right men
how do you
and-
even identify
You
that as a question?
cannot.
Can
that's,
you?
That's. I mean, maybe you can, but all I'm saying is like it's important whether you want to delineate it or not. It's important for me to say I have a lot of respect for her woman and whoever her client is, or a man, whoever their client is, to pay for consensual sex with one another or consensual whatever with one another at appropriate age, at appropriate whatever. But I just also think it's a very blurred line. I think what Ashley Judd was talking about is like,
how would you categorize the distinct? Okay, how would you categorize
young women? Like, if you are not, like, if it,
then it seems very that's an easy thing to do. Like that to me, that is easy.
there's a fine line to talking about sex, and you warned me of this upstream. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I'm not trying to judge anything, but when I said the cost of women's bodies, you're like, woo, hot take.
Yeah, I said.
I'm just saying,
here we
hot
go.
fucking take. It's one thing to support someone like Alice, and if I think about it too hard, it's hard to support that. It's hard. And I don't mean Alice. It's hard.
Yeah, but I want you, if we're going to talk about it like this, I want you to articulate where the line is. What she didn't describe.
Even Alice is the anomaly. Like, I just don't think we can take the anomaly
I
as the
don't-
rule.
I
She
think
is
what
the
Alice.
anomaly.
Okay, so
She's
it's an
not
interesting
on
point.
drugs, as we know.
Right.
She picks her clients. She has been sexually abused. She's this perfect example of what, legal sex trade looks like. And I
whether or
just
not
don't think that the actual example is perfect. I think it's really fucked up.
But I think it's fucked up because it's not legal. Like there are programs to make it legal. What I
So you're
know.
saying like men should, like,
Hold on. Can you just give me a hot sec?
Okay.
So the experience in a Nevada brothel is that when a man, typically a man, sometimes a woman, but normally a man, walks in and says, you know, I either have an appointment with this woman or I'm looking to make an appointment with one of your women, whoever is available in that time, and they get to decide whether or not they're available, comes out. And like, you could critique me. You could tell me that that's not real, like whether or not they get to make choices. But in some way, I do feel like we just have to trust her. We have to trust women. Heather, like, if she didn't want to do it, why would she still be doing it? I don't know. Like, she could do other things. Like
what?
What do you mean, like what? She was
You've never been taught to do anything else, and you're 12 years old, and you're getting diddled
She
by your
wasn't.
fucking...
Heather, stop. She's not 12 years old. She was never 12
Jessica,
years old walking
the
into that fucking brothel.
19 but the
No,
19
we're
legal-
talking about different things then. Those
Jessica,
are different things.
Jessica, if you want to tell me that every woman in the 19 legal brothels in the United States were of clear mind, not of drugs, not abuse, I think
Then we're
Alice
talking
is
about
the
different
extreme
problems.
anomaly.
We're talking about different problems.
I'm not talking about any problems. I think it's absolutely a problem that most women in this world are assaulted by men. Besides Alice, I want to see a really good example. That's my point to you. Like, I think if what you were telling me, if Alice's Disneyland experience with sex trade is the actual ultimate business model, then I am behind it. But what I am telling you that my gut says is she is the absolute Tinkerbell to this industry.
No.
And that 99% of
disagree.
it's gross.
I
and
disagree.
on the black market, unless you're telling
Then,
me
no,
her model is the model.
You're talking about different things, Heather. We talk to Alice, who's a legal sex worker.
Yeah.
And there's billions of dollars in sex work of people who make a choice of legal sex work, but is different than brothelhood, right? Okay. Then we're talking about...
She worked in a brothel, right? Like there's 19.
She is. There are 19 brothels, and
in
she
the
is
whole
chosen
country.
in the entire United States.
Yeah.
And other countries do it successfully.
And they're getting called out for
No.
two other countries in the whole globe.
Because I feel like they're regulating women's bodies, not men's dicks.
All I don't want to confuse is like just because it worked out for Alice in two countries in this entire fucking world doesn't mean the problem actually exists with unfair exploitation, young women,
Yeah, maybe like totally maybe fair.
unreputable expectations.
But
I just don't want to confuse
also-
the podcast with our excitement and our respect for someone who we think has lived the ultimate business model with what the actuality of sex trade is in the world. That was my point.
Okay. I'm like, fair. And I wanted to react to the fact that many of the examples, and they are real and horrific examples that are mostly minors and or unconsensual sex trade. Like a real fucking problem. Like a real fucking problem.
I got you. I know you
like,
know. I think we found, hopefully, the rainbow. But our duty is to highlight the rainbow, but also highlight the 99.9% of the cloudy ass fucking storm. And I think sex in general is a cloudy fucking storm that I don't have the solution for.
I just think it's complete bullshit to think that just because someone's not like me doesn't mean that they're not wrong. Like, I
don't
think
it's wrong.
Freedom. Yes, you're telling me right now. You're saying just because you don't want to have sex for money, you're assuming somebody might be
that's not what I said. I said to you, we said the story of the unicorn.
But
and
why
that
do you
I think that the unicorn is not the rule, and that generally you're also talking thousands of people who can afford to pay thousands of dollars to treat a woman right. Most people pay $90 and hope they get their fucking dick sucked because, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, we talk to the elite of how you can be treated, what you would expect, how legal trade would work, what a service versus the value would be exchanged for. And all I wanted to talk about today is like, that's generally not how it fucking works. The fact that we found the one woman who's the best at it in this entire world, and her fight is for representation so everyone can do it like her, I think is an important piece.
And do it safely.
Is a very important piece of our story.
And she has an opportunity to make a choice.
Other 99% of the story is like the rest of the world is not there yet. And we have to bring light to most of it is not like Alice's story.
I don't know. I think what we really skimmed over.
You have to find your way to the 19th.
What we really
here, there could be right here in this very neighborhood. There's probably 10 sex offenders, and we found and we found the one woman to talk to who can do it legally. Out of the 10 spots, you can do it legally in the world. So I just feel like we owe sex and women and the whole dialogue. Like, Alice has a very important piece in the narrative and what we learn in our lives and who we respect.
I respond deeply to that. I agree. I'm actually, like, I'm sorry that I didn't respond to this discussion in a way that was like, okay, Alice aside, let's talk about everything else.
Yeah, I didn't either. When we talked to her, I didn't either.
I feel like I enjoyed this conversation, feeling like I have to defend legal sex work because I do feel like we do feel like there is an opportunity because there will always be a demand. But I think that's what part of her point is like, because there is always demand, there should be a legalization, but with framework. It shouldn't be a fucking free-for-all. So,
mutual. This is a 51-49 because we own the vag and you don't.
I'm
also not judging you.
Yeah, I'm not judging you either.
I'm not. I swear to God,
actually,
in the holy fucking Bible,
I think
if you ever went back and said you made me feel a certain way, you have never made me feel a certain way outside of like someone who I want to have a fun, like engaging conversation with. And I thought the whole day we were going to talk about TJ Maxx, and this morning I woke up and I listened to Ashley Judd, and then like Jessica and I have done this whole thing about women, and if we're not going to talk about this, I just feel like it's a disservice.
I told Justin today, shout out Justin, he's a listener.
Shout out to Justin.
Fucking baller Justin.
Shout out to Justin.
Well, shout out to Esteban because he's also a listener, but Justin and Esteban.
Shout out to Esteban and Justin.
So they're both listeners, but I'm going to give a little special shout out to Justin because when we were discussing it today, he asked what we were talking about. I also said what we were supposed to do. Like I said, this is what's on the schedule, but who knows? Because Heather will come with whatever Heather wants to do. And then she's in charge.
I'm not in charge.
Today you are. And you should be. Like Why are you sad about that? I think you should be in charge today.
Because I like that you're the boss. You're like the one person
Oh.
in my life that doesn't actually bother me to be
how
the
fun.
boss. Which I feel like is an overwhelming responsibility for you, because I actually tell my husband all the time, I don't want to be in charge. I don't want to make any decisions. I just want somebody to tell me what to do.
Oh, and for me, it's a matter of respect to be able to be like, so,
I have,
you know,
you're going to be super
whatever
pumped about TJ Maxx too. I'm just telling you.
No. Okay, well, it's fine. I'm happy to, I just really think it's valuable to mix it up too.
Mix it
whatever.
up.
So,
Start
okay.
up. It's our show, bitches.
The only people that know that are the ones that are here.
Last episode, when we were like, the only place we matter is on our own show.
That we're special is on here. This is the only place that we are special. And you're all right. And I've seen like weird eclectic shit around, and I want to. Okay, so there was this
Okay, here's
thing.
the deal. Jessica's probably actually more eclectic than me, and on the spectrum, I'm just older. And I went to the partial, and they helped me through that. She hasn't been to the partial yet.
God.
You're going to the fucking partial?
No doubt in my mind, bitch.
When you go there, I'm gonna be so happy.
I'm gonna take you with me.
I'm going back. Get them fuckers right here.
I told you it was fun. Touch it. Touch it. I dare you. I'm not touching it, but I want you. Snap them.
Listen, you men, you better watch out. If we
Your
control
balls
sex
are-
trade,
your
this is
balls
what
are
it'll
in
look
here.
like.
Oh, you get it. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Thank you for listening to Stirred Up. If you like what you heard, please subscribe. Check us out on YouTube. Follow us on your podcast apps. Please send it to a friend. Leave a comment. Add a rating. Every little bit helps. We look forward to seeing you next week.